Hey VC, it's Travis once again. Just wanted to quickly point out, this is the record I've been expecting in the mail for the last week or so. Finally got it. Dead Kennedys, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables. I mentioned before the VCLT I got from Noah, Hold the Music 97. Kind of inspired me to pick up some more Dead Kennedys, and so I grabbed that 45 that I showed and then had to get the LP as well. This is just great. If I did my research right, it's a reissue from 1981 on Cherry Red Records and made in England. Just fantastic condition as well. Heads are cropped out on the back cover here for anyone that's familiar with this album. But yeah, just everything's just in great condition. The record itself is just spotless. Also came with this nice fold-out poster, collage of pictures and newspaper clippings and stuff. So I'm very excited to add this to my collection. And it's just a great debut album. But this video is not about debut albums. This video is about second albums, sophomore releases. This is a thread that was started by Brett over at Life on This Planet blog, and I've seen a couple of responses already, and I just wanted to jump in on this. Thought this was a great idea. The way I have my collection organized is alphabetically and then chronologically, so it's pretty easy for me to kind of go through and pick out their second albums. There's a couple of them I had to double check to make sure, but I picked out a lot, so I have a lot to show. And yeah, let's just get right into it, I guess. First one here, Paul's Boutique by Beastie Boys. In my opinion, way better than their debut album. Yeah, just fantastic. I love this album. And just recently showed that one on my channel as well. But had to show it again for this. This one here, Freewheelin' Bob Dylan. You know, he had his debut album. And he came out with this. This is when he started blowing up. You know, Blowing in the Wind, Hard Rain's Gonna Fall, Don't Think Twice, It's Alright. Yeah, this is just a great second album, you know. Let's move on. I don't think anyone's shown this one yet. But Radiohead, The Bends. You know, in my opinion, leaps and bounds over their debut album. You know, this is just fantastic, and they've been great ever since, so just had to throw that in here. Now this one here, Pixies, Doolittle. I always get this confused with Surfer Rosa in terms of which one came first, and it turns out this is their second album. I don't know why I always get that confused, but yeah, just a fantastic follow-up, and yeah, it's good stuff. Shown this one recently as well, the band, self-titled. Neil Young, Crazy Horse, Everybody Knows Is Nowhere, just recently showed this one as well. You know, his debut album was okay, but this one's just stellar, and this is probably one of my favorite Neil Young records. And it's just, I love this album. And speaking of Neil Young, got Buffalo Springfield again. You know, just a solid album. The Clash, Give 'Em Enough Rope. You know, they had a very great debut album as well, but followed up with this, just like a 1-2 punch, man. It's killer. And here we go, Elvis Costello, This Year's Model. This is his second album, but his first with the Attractions. I just love this album. I just love it. Now this one, kind of forgot about this one here. Cream, Disraeli Gears. Probably their best album. You know, it's just a second album. So, a lot of classics on here. Gang of Four, Solid Gold. I would say that their debut, Entertainment, is probably better, but this is a nice companion piece. You know, just they go very nicely together. It's just a great album. Gang of Four. Shown this one once upon a time, Iggy Pop, Lust for Life. Had to show it again. You know, just, man, it's classics here. And speaking of Iggy Pop, at the Stooges, Funhouse. I mentioned before, this is probably one of my favorite albums. I just think this thing is just killer. And it is their second album. Santana, Abraxas. You know, they had a stellar debut album as well, self-titled one there, and this is just a nice follow-up to that as well. This next one here is probably one of my favorite records from last year, actually. It's Fleet Foxes' Helplessness Blues. Just shown their self-titled in a recent video, and this is, man, I just love this record. It's just so good. Check out the artwork too. Man, I just love that. Yeah. Check that out if you're not familiar with that. I mean, it's just, I really enjoy it. Velvet Underground, White Light, White Heat. Just a hard-hitting album here. This is a issue from the 80s, I believe. 85, 86, somewhere in there. But, killer album, nonetheless. Sister Ray, what can I say? Right. The White Stripes, The Style. I listened to this a lot as a teenager, and I just love the White Stripes. I love this album. Can't go wrong with like any of their albums, really. I mean, they're all great. Now this one here, Violent Femmes, Hallowed Ground. You know, again, probably not as good as their debut. It's not darker in tone, but still pretty good. I did enjoy this record. Moving on here, we got David Bowie, Space Oddity. Now a lot of people probably forget that this is his second album too. He had his self-titled debut earlier than this. This is a 1972 reissue, but this is originally released in 1968 or 69 or something. But yeah, just had to throw that in there as well. Recently listened to this one here. Listened to this the other night. Echo and the Bunnymen, Heaven Up Here. Yeah, that was a great album. Now, Talking Heads, more songs about buildings and food. Yeah, love the Talking Heads. R.E.M., Reckoning. Yeah, this is a great follow-up to Murmur. Yeah, just excellent. This is kind of a newer band, I guess. The Black Angels, Directions to See a Ghost. This came out a couple of years ago. This is a band from Texas, and they're coming out with their fourth album, I think, coming up here next month or so. I'm really looking forward to that. You know, I saw these guys perform live, and it just totally blew me away. I did not know what I was getting myself into, and man, I've just loved them ever since. And very, you know, kind of a heavy stoner rock almost, you know, droney, kind of almost like the Velvet Underground and stuff like that. Very good. I mean, this record, along with their debut, is just fantastic. I love both of them. So yeah, check that band out if you haven't heard of them. You might enjoy that. Black Keys, Thick Freakness. I prefer the early blues rock of the Black Keys. You know, this being their second album. Their third album was great. You know, their debut is great too. I mean, yeah, just kind of stripped down blues rock, and that's kind of what I like here. So, very cool. And I just got a couple more here, guys. Pink Floyd, Saucer Full of Secrets. You know, not their best album, but still, you know, for early Floyd, I mean, it's pretty good. You know, not as good as their debut. You know, not as good as Dark Side of the Moon, anything like that. But yeah, good stuff. Last one here. This is Roots, Curtis Mayfield. I absolutely adore this album. One thing though about this was an online buy, and the guy, you know, he had it listed as saying, oh, it's album and vinyl are in great condition. Okay, the record itself is just like spotless. It's just awesome. However, the record, you know, it's supposed to have a gatefold. You know, from my understanding, there's a gatefold with like this perforated edge, and it had a calendar on the back. You could tear it off, and from whatever year it was, 1972, 73. I don't remember off the top of my head, but so someone obviously, you know, tore off the the calendar. So it's missing its back, missing its spine. You know, it doesn't have a spine. I wasn't too thrilled about that, but still a fantastic album nonetheless. I mean, I'm happy to have it, but I am still looking for a new sleeve for that. So, well, that's all I got. Wow, that's a lot of records. I just wanted to show some of them, you know, just thought that was a great idea. So, tell me what you think. Yeah, let me know what you think is some of the best second albums. You know, you do a comment or something, I don't know. But that's all I got for now, though. Hope you all enjoyed it. Peace.